I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com, a site where I have information curated that's going to help you, and you can watch it, listen to it, or read it. It'll help you find work more quickly. Plus, if you're interested in my coaching you, I discount my coaching services if you become a member of the site. Again, that's JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. Now, I thought today I would give you a couple of suggestions about how to up your networking game. After all, the statistics are very clear. Networking fills 70% of all positions, even more if you're a senior professional. I've seen numbers as high as 90 and 95% of senior positions are filled as a result of networking. I don't know this next statistic for the seniors, but the general numbers, 70% is filled as a result of networking, and 70% of the 70%, or 49%, are filled as a result of introductions to people that you don't know, who your network does know. I'm sure that's even higher for a more senior professional. So what can you do? How can you improve your networking? And I thought I would offer you 3 ways. Number 1, where is it? Instead of going to a staff level individual, instead of going to HR, I want to encourage you to start at the top for the function that you're trying to find a job for, and look for some advice. Generally, well, I'll just speak of myself. When I got into recruiting back in the Stone Ages, they said never call HR. They said always contact the head of technology for the organization. In those days, to give you an idea how long ago this was, it was a VP level position. Occasionally, it was an SVP. There were no C-level jobs in technology. That's how long ago this was. But the principle is the same. You start at the most senior level individual and work down instead of trying to work your way up. So you don't call the financial analyst if you're looking for, a leadership role. You're looking for the head of the function. So that's number 1. Number 2, this is a fun one for networking events. You know how you're looking for an opportunity to talk a little bit, and this is one of the ones that I find enjoyable, and that's the one where you have a chance to tell your story about how you got into your field. So I'll use myself as an example. When I got into recruiting, again, back in the Stone Ages, I was a political kid, and I used to do advance on presidential candidates, for presidential candidates. And, the idea was at a particular point, I decided to get out of politics and look for a role. Didn't know what to do. I just knew I had a cushy situation at a government agency where I really didn't have to do any work. As a matter of fact, I was working nights and basically sleeping because there was no one there to police what I was doing. I was 20 years old at the time, so I'll just simply say, I hope that doesn't disappoint you about me, but I was 20 and I didn't know any better. So eventually I started to answer ads, and I saw one that said management trainee, inexperienced preferred, and almost didn't apply because it was inexperienced and I had no experience. So you can create a fun story where you can laugh about yourself as a gateway to a conversation with folks at a networking event, all by talking about how you got into your field. And you can start off by asking them, how did you wind up getting into whatever it is? And that becomes the way that they can talk first, and usually they'll reciprocate by saying, how did you do it? So it becomes a fun conversation. Here's the 3rd one. I think this is the best of the 3. If you get an email from a recruiter, corporate or agency, makes no difference. You get an in-mail, you get an email. Instead of replying with an email, call them. Call them as soon as you get it and start the conversation. Hey, just got an email from you about a position. Thought I would call instead of just simply responding by email. It is probably fresh in their mind, even if it's a bulk email that they've sent out or a bulk in-mail through LinkedIn Recruiter. You're going to stand out from all the other replies. So Do it with a smile on your face. Sound happy. Don't sound depressed. Don't sound like it was an inconvenience. Just simply say, hey, I got your email about this position. Thought I would give you a call and talk with you about the role and about my background. Do you have 5 minutes now for a preliminary conversation? Obviously, I'll send the resume over to you if you think it's worthwhile, but just start the conversation where they can hear your energy and passion and excitement and go from there. So hope you found this helpful. Again, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. If you're interested in my coaching you, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this video because I just love knowing that folks are being helped by it. And lastly, once we're connected, message me. We'll set up a time for a preliminary conversation to speak about coaching and hope to be of help to you. Have a great day. Take care.